Hi, this is Tracy from GiftBasketAppeal, and today I'm doing something special for Bill. I'm making him a Black Panther wreath.
Yeah!
He's here in the room hovering over me to make sure it comes out okay. So, let's get started. So, of course, this is inspired by the movie. Bill and I went to see it a few days ago, and it's absolutely incredible. And so, as soon as we got out of the movie theater, and I kid you not, we looked it up on the phone where we can find the mask. So I said, if I can get the mask, I could build everything around it. And so we found this one at Kohl's. But I noticed that they do have them at Amazon, so I'll put the link below. But I just thought that this would be such a fun wreath to create. And Bill never got so excited about creating a wreath before. So he's pretty excited, aren't you, Bill?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so I'm actually downstairs in the kitchen. I've got myself healing mat, finally. This is going to be very convenient for wreath making, okay? And I've got my rotary blade as well. So I am ready and equipped. Let me show you what else I have. I'm going to need some pipe cleaners, and I got some black Deco mesh, which I normally have lots of bright colors, but since this is for Bill, I think this will work. So we went to Hobby Lobby, and Bill was all up in that section. I've never seen him so focused, okay? So I've got 3 of these, so I could always, if I have some left over, I could always use it for another project. Got a little bit of gold for the regalness of this wreath that I want. So I'm kind of going for like a regal kind of, a king kind of.
Yes, a king.
Yeah.
Regal simplicity.
So I also have these ribbons, which I thought were really nice. And I'm going to cut these, I'm not sure what length yet. Once I actually start assembling my wreath, I'll know how to cut these. So I think maybe about 10 to 12 inches, not sure yet. But the nice thing is that I have my self-healing mat, and it's got measurements on it, so it's going to make it super easy for me. I also have this feather that we found at Hobby Lobby as well. Look how gorgeous this is. I really want to put this into my wreath. I like the way this looks. Bill spotted it, and he was like, I think this will look cool. So he does have a really good eye for color.
I do.
And I just thought that this would look really good. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started on this. And let's see. I've got this wreath frame from Dollar Tree. So normally I get all my ribbons and stuff from Dollar Tree, but I knew they weren't going to have like the black ribbon or this particular type of gold. I thought they'd have more variety at Hobby Lobby, and they actually did. But I'll list everything that I use below. Okay, so the black ribbon, just so you know, is a basic mesh ribbon, and this is 5.5 inches by 30 feet. So this is a lot. I'm not sure how much I'm going to cut. I'm going to actually kind of cut as I go. I'm going to cut out several pieces, and then if I need more, I'll open up another pack and do more. This is $5.99, but make sure you use your 40% discount when they have that at Hobby Lobby. So make sure you do that to cut your costs down. And this gold, which is like a premium mesh, is $7.99. So you want to make sure you use your 40% off on this as well. I'm going to go ahead and cut a few of these, not as many. So I'm just kind of going along to see, because usually I'm used to using those tiny ones from Dollar Tree. So these have much more. So I want to make sure, and they're much more expensive. So I want to make sure I have enough. Okay, so be careful when you're using your rotary blade. I'm going to kind of layer this, and I already have the measurements on this self-healing mat, which it was long overdue. I really needed one. And y'all were telling me that I needed one too. So I'm just kind of layering this. And once I get going, I'm going to do it to about 8 inches as far as the measurement. So the 8 inches will be right to about here. And so just when you're doing this, just be careful that you don't have your hand in the way. We want to be safe with this. And then when you're done, make sure you put the little safety thing on it. So I'm just kind of layering this and cutting. So the nice thing is that I have this mat here. And if you hear noise, it's because Bill is in the room hovering over his wreath. So I'm doing this one at 8 inches. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and cut a bunch of these. And then I will come back to show you what it looks like. So I'm just having fun with this. I think it's going to look really nice once I get that little helmet on. I'm glad we got the last one that was left there. I was actually shocked that they had that last one there. So this is a go-ahead. And I'm not being like really perfect on this. Like it's like a definite 8 inches. But it's going to be okay. And the nice thing is that this blade allows you, and the cutting mat allows you to cut a bunch of them at one time. And it goes a lot faster. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these up, and I'll come back and we'll start putting our wreath together. Okay, so you all are seeing this unfold. So here's what my thinking is. When I look at my wreath frame, I'm looking at this area right here. These little areas right here. And so I'm going to have like the gold attached to the black on these areas here, and then I'm going to fill everything else in with the black. So that's what my thinking is. So in order to do that, it's easier if you just go ahead and make all of your loops in advance. So let me just show you what I'm going to do. It just depends on how thick you want these two to be. So one, 2, 3, 4. I'm not sure if I'm going to add in a 5th one yet. And then I have one of these. So that's going to be what my loops look for just this area right here. But you'll see what I'm talking about. So I'm going to grab one of my pipe cleaners. And I do have some brown ones. These will still work because they're the darker color. But that's fine. So I'll use, just in case I don't have enough black ones. Just trying to use what I have. So where this is just curling up, I'm just following the curl basically. So of course, the tighter you roll it, the smaller it's going to be. So I'm doing it like this. So let's see, I'm just following the curl on this. And this is one of the easier techniques, at least for me it is. And I think it'll look good for this style of wreath. So I got 1, 2, this is number 3. There's number 4. And if I run out, I'll be able to cut more of these because I have enough. So I'm thinking I should have enough. So I've got 4 of the black versus 1 of the gold. So just like that. So this is what I'm going to attach on here, just like this, at these little points where this crosses over. So I'm having some kind of pattern, then I'll fill it in with the black. Okay, so once I have it like this, I'm just holding it together. And so if you want more in there, I can put more in there. So right now we've got 5 in a row. Yeah. See, I already lost count there. 5 in a row, including that gold. And so that's what I'm going with for this. So I'm just twisting it, and it's going to stay behind here. Okay, so I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these. So I'm going to go ahead and make 6 of these, and then I'm going to do all of the black together. I'll probably put 5 or 6 rolls of the black into one of these. But once I'm finished, I'll be able to tell you how many I have to make the entire wreath. just so that you get a sense of how many you'll need for your project. Okay, so I already went and rolled these up. And what I did with the black, the all black, I rolled 6 of them rather than doing 5 like I did on this one. And I also changed up, rather than putting black and gold at each of these, I'm just going to put it at 3 of them. So the gold is kind of vibrant, so I want to tone that down a little bit and make it look kind of masculine for Bill. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and tie this on. Let me show you how I'm going to tie it on. So I'm just going to take this, and using those 2 rings, the inside rings, I'm just going to kind of pull this going this way. And if you've seen my other wreath videos, you've probably seen me do this before. Okay, so I'm pulling it through these 2 rings right here, and I'm just twisting in the back, basically. That easy. And so I usually go back and I'll tuck them in, and I could always adjust if I need to. So now what I usually do with this, just to give it a little bit more stability, I just wrap it around the back to make it look neater, and also it makes it stay on better. Now some people, I know, they cut their pipe cleaners in half, and you can do that if it works for you. I just use the whole thing. Okay, so I've got one there. I'm going to tie another one, just skipping, let's see, put one here, just twist it around, and then everything else I'm going to fill in with all black. And I want this to look really full. So I still have another one of these in case I need to cut more. Just wrapping that around there. Just finding some way to wrap it around the back. And once you have all of your stuff twisted and cut out and stuff, then it goes a lot easier. Good way to fill up a wreath. So it doesn't look like much at the beginning, but once you really start getting all of these in there, so the more of these that you make, the fuller it's going to look. And so you can use this technique for whatever you're doing. Just change up your colors and have fun with it. And I'll make sure I post the playlist for my other wreath videos. You'll see lots of different styles of wreaths. And you just pick one that you like and go for it. Okay, so that's what we got now. So now I'm going to start adding in these. And so I think that's going to look really pretty. And so you want to make sure that you're pushing it all the way up to the edge so that there's nothing peeking through. I didn't know this gold was going to be so vibrant, but that's okay. So Bill, he's still hanging around here. How am I doing so far?
Great.
He's over there with the dog. I think the dog might be on the couch with him. Our dog Cinnamon. Is he over there, babe? Huh? Bill?
Yes.
Is the dog over there with you?
Yes.
Oh, okay. There you go. I thought he fell asleep on me that quick.
You were asleep. You woke
I'm
up.
talking about you.
I was trying to be quiet, so I wouldn't bother you.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Okay, so we're going to just continue on doing this, and you see how I'm just kind of pushing it to the edge? I do want this to stay up like that. I really want that to show, that gold to show through. And I just want all of my ribbons, all my mesh bows to just kind of line up that way. So I don't want it to be this way. I want it to be that way because you get more coverage on your wreath. And then I'm just pushing it right up to the next one. And this nice thing about this mesh is that it will stick to itself. Okay, so I'm just pushing it right in. I'm going to do one more just to let y'all see. And then I'm going to really go ahead and do this and come back and show you what it looks like. So let me do one more and then I'll be able to gauge how many you're going to need, and I'll have all those numbers for you in the description box below. Yep, so this is really starting to look full. So once I get it on there, I'm just pushing it right up to the side. So I want this to be really tight. And then I'm just taking it in the back and wrapping it around. So look at that. And then even after, normally once I have everything on here, I can start to kind of fluff it up. And it's doing its own thing. It's really starting to come together. You can see it already. Yep, starting to come together. And I still have my bows to add in too. So we still got quite a bit to do. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and finish this part up, get all the black in, and then I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so here's what we have with all of our mesh attached. And look how full that is. Look how full. And we're ready to put our ribbons in on here. So I'm thinking I'm going to do a ribbon here, here, and here possibly. And I'm going to be using these two right here. Now, just to let you know that I did have to go back and get one more roll. So I used actually 3 of the black mesh rolls. So, but that's okay. And they had a 50% off when I went back to Hobby Lobby to get that. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take this, and I just want to make sure that I'm not using too much. So I don't want this to be that long, but I don't want it to be too short. I do want it to stand out, and I'm going to mix both of these together. So look how pretty that is, and that has like a nice gold to it. Looks nice and regal, which is the look I'm going for. So let me go ahead and cut this off. Should have done that at the beginning. And this is a wired ribbon, so it works out just fine. But this is absolutely gorgeous. So I'm just kind of measuring the seats. I don't want this to be too long. I really want that mask to really stand out. I do want these to be, let's see, maybe about this long. Let me just check and see how long this is going to be. So I'm going to tie these both together. So maybe about, let's see what happens if I cut it down to 10. Okay, so all I'm going to do, let me line this up real good. 10 inches. Let's see how this goes. It's right about here. And then if I need to cut it down anymore, I can. So I want it to look like that. And then all I'm doing is bending it on this side. Like that. This ribbon is high quality. It's pretty thick. So I want to cross it kind of like this. And let's see. I'm going to get my one of these. And I think I can use half a pipe cleaner on this. So I'm just crossing them like that together. If I need to cut them down more, I can. Just kind of crisscross here. Just right in the middle. Well, that's not really the middle, is it? Let's see. Okay, so that's more the middle. Squeeze it in like that. Okay. And let's attach this first one. And I'm going to just see what it looks like. So I'm just giving it maybe 2 twists, because these hang on pretty good. And then maybe right in the middle here, I'm just pulling it through the bottom. And I go back and attach it. So I'm just finding an opening in there. And I'm just pulling it through. Okay. And then I'm going to just twist it. So I'm just twisting it around just like those on those two center parts, but I just want to see something before I really attach it. Let's just see. This one right here, to me already I can kind of see I'm going to need to just cut that down a little bit more. So you can make these as long or short as you want, really. So that's what I've got so far, crisscrossing them. Let's see, cut this one down just a little bit. The nice thing about wreaths is that you can tailor it the way you want. Don't be afraid to mix up the colors. You can try this, you can do this technique if you see a style that you like. If this is a style that you like, you can do it in another color. This just happens to be black and gold and Bill's Black Panther wreath. So oh yes, I'm loving that. Okay, so I'm going to put another one here. So just basically 3 of these, and I can see myself using this for something else. This is going to be so cool when I use it for something else. Just pure elegance. Okay, so I'm just going to measure it out real quick. Sorry you can't see the measurements here. About 10 inches is good. Or maybe a little bit shorter than 10. Okay, and cut. And I'm just going to show you this one more, just take you through, because you know I love to make sure that you have all the details so that you can feel like you can do this. Because that's what it's all about. And for someone that's trying this for the first time or seeing this video for the first time, I want you to feel comfortable enough to say, you know what, I think I can do that. Her instruction was easy enough where I feel like I can do it. Okay, so I'm crisscrossing these again. And I'm a little bit more confident now in this second one, so feeling pretty good about it. Okay, so. And just sometimes less is more. Like I don't have to have a whole bunch on this, you know. Bill says he's going to put it in the garage, but I'm really liking the way this is. I may have to have this like somewhere in the house where I can see it a lot. So the garage happens to be his man cave. So that's where he wants to put it. So we shall see. Okay, I'm just finding an opening and pulling it through. And then I'm going to twist everything around so underneath so that none of the pipe cleaners are sticking out, because those hurt when they poke you. Yes, yes, yes. I am so happy with the way this is turning out. It's just kind of like when you go back and kind of look at your work, and it comes out better than you expected. Okay, see. I want this to kind of stand up a little bit more than it actually is. So let me just untwist this. I'm just going to loosen it up a little bit so it stands out a little bit more. I think I pulled it a little bit too tight. So yeah, about 10 inches on each ribbon, but you can do longer if you want. Okay, so let me put this back in again. Just making sure that I'm in the center between these two right here. The two gold. Just trying to make sure I'm in that center. And I'm just using my hands to kind of feel around in there and see that I've got this right. And there you go. And I'm going to twist it around. So I'm just fixing it as I go. Okay. All right, and this one is just a little bit more challenging, but that's okay. Okay, so now I can just kind of fan that out. And these Deco mesh, they're so like, they're so strong and firm and fluff up really good. And you can fluff them up as much as you want. Just pull them to the center. Pull them all to the center. That's all you have to do. Okay. And so I don't want lengthy ribbons on here because I'm still trying to kind of maintain the masculine feel on this. So that's what we've got so far. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and do this last ribbon and attach it right in here. We're going to put our mask and our feather in there. Just 2 more things to do. Okay, so all of the ribbons are attached in here, and I just kind of fan them out just so that they stand out. They're not, I don't want them to be too big, kind of condensed there. And so let's see what the mask looks like on there when I try to put it right here. That's the way it's going to look, just like that. Just have it laying on top, not really into the middle. And this is really fluffy. Okay, so let's see, this mask has this here. I'm gonna leave that on there. And it's got a hole on the side, so I'm just gonna take my pipe cleaner and just kind of push it through there. So let's see if I can get that in there. Yep. Pretty easy there. I'm just gonna pull that through and kind of give it a turn, because it doesn't really need much to hang on. Okay, and do the other side too. It's just wonderful because you can do any kind of theme that you want. So with all the superhero themed birthday parties and all kind of celebration type stuff going on, you could do basically whatever theme you want. You could do a Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman wreath would be nice. Yeah. Iron Man. Possibilities are endless. So I'm hoping this inspires you. Why not a superhero wreath, right? Okay, so let's see. I'm going to go ahead and pull this through on here so it's nice and snug. See if I can get this centered enough. Run it just like that. Pull it right through here so it's really on there. So I'm just kind of wrapping it around, because I don't want to flip it over because I want to see what it looks like from the front. It's just easier for me, but whatever works for you, that's fine. Okay, just pulling that in. I want to make sure that that's centered, so I'm going to leave it like that for right now. Yep, and get that other one on there. Pull that through. Make sure that it's centered. So let's see. That's what it looks like. Yep. It's perfect. It's centered perfectly. And Bill is not here right now, but I think he's going to be really happy with the way this turned out. And he really wants that feather on there too, so he picked it out, so that's good. You know? You know how he gets into, he's into crafting. He may not craft, but he's really, really into crafting and picking out colors, and he just gets super excited when I make something. Okay, so, and this is a great way to thank him for all of the videos that he edits, because in case you don't know, he edits all of our videos, so why not? He can have a wreath for himself. He deserves a wreath. Okay, so this is what we have so far. Okay, let me get you another look that way. And I may end up cutting this down just a little bit more because to me it's a little bit too long. Let me just cut that down a little bit. But this, okay, now this Deco mesh, it's from Hobby Lobby, but I mean, even the quality of Deco mesh that I get from, to me, Dollar Tree does the job too. I know some people say that the Dollar Tree mesh is not as quality, but I feel like I'm working with the same type of mesh, really. It's just that the one at Hobby Lobby is a little bit more expensive, so you want to make sure you go when they have those deep discounts, those sales, so they run them all the time. Okay, so that's what we got. And let's see, the feather, Bill wants the feather on there. So I have to make sure that this gets in here. So it could either come from an angle like this and just go through here. I'm just finding a space. It's going right through the Deco mesh, so it's pretty easy. And leave it like that. Just kind of off to the side. He wanted to do more than one feather, but I think the one feather is enough for a wreath like this. So we got that. I could either pull it and go right in straight like this. That's the other thing I could do. So I'm not gonna attach it. I'm just gonna push it in, so I could always go back and change it. And once I have it up on the wall, I'll be able to really see which way looks best. So it's got that little pointer thing in there. And with the feathers, I like how it has that kind of African inspired thing with the feathers there. Okay, so that's what it looks like. I really hope that you were inspired by this. Absolutely love that movie. I recommend that everyone go ahead and take your kids to go see it. It's just, I just absolutely loved it. Me and Bill were like blown away by it. So I hope this inspired you. I will post pictures at the end. And if you haven't joined our crafty family, go ahead and join us at GiftBasketAppeal's Crafters Group on Facebook. I'll put the link below, and I'll put the link to where I got this, so you can find this exact mask. I did get it from Kohl's, but I'll put an online link to where we got it. It's also on Amazon, so that you can take a look at it. And I will see you real soon. Bye.